All right. The GOAT, Caitlin Clark, had some things to say. Obviously, we saw the cryptic message Kelsey Mitchell put out there. Kelsey, you got to stop doing the cryptic messages, bro. You know it's going to stir the pot, girl. Come on now, Kelsey. I don't believe Kelsey is going anywhere. She is going to be an Indiana Fever. We got to get to what Caitlin Clark had to say, though. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel. Hit that bell notification and hype the video for your boy. Let's get into it. In an article here on Athlon Sports. Let's get to it. Here it says, Caitlin Clark.
The message appeared online without warning, vague and tense, instantly setting off talk across the WNBA about what might come next for a fan favorite. Kelsey Mitchell's sudden post lit up speculation, with many assuming a major change was coming for the Indiana Fever star. Before anyone could fully react, a powerful show of unity arrived from a surprising yet crucial voice. Caitlin Clark, the league's biggest name, responded immediately. She didn't question it or brush it aside. Instead, she made her position clear in a way that silenced the rumors and showed exactly where her loyalty and the Fever's support stood during the uncertainty. Her response was simple and genuine, standing firmly behind her teammates' new chapter.
That was the most disappointing thing. Hey, look, injuries happen. But I was looking forward to watching 44 games of Caitlin Clark destroying people. And we only got 13 games. Sad story. Due to multiple injuries, did not join. It says Clark, who played in just 13 games in 2025 due to multiple injuries, did not join the 3-on-3 Unrivaled League, despite reportedly being heavily pursued. There was speculation she would join in 2026 after opting not to participate in its inaugural season. Now, we know Caitlin Clark has dubbed Unrivaled every year. All the way, they tried to...
Mitchell's original post included photos taken in New Jersey and a short, puzzling line saying, "Eyes open, mouth closed." Fans and analysts quickly jumped to conclusions, convinced a trade or exit from the Indiana Fever was coming. The vague wording fit Mitchell's usual style of keeping people guessing, but this time it felt far more serious. Many wondered if she was really preparing to leave the team she had built her career with. The suspense spread quickly, and the entire WNBA community waited anxiously for answers about what the post truly meant for one of the league's most exciting scorers. This felt bigger than a routine update. It felt like something major was about to happen.
New Jersey, as she teased her upcoming appearance. "Eyes open, mouth closed," Mitchell wrote in the caption of her post. Clark showed support for Mitchell by commenting on the post. She wrote, "Let's go Kels." Mitchell will be playing alongside Sonia Citron, Ezzie Magbegor, Natisha Heidemann, Sanaya Rivers, and Mo Billings with the Hive BC in 2026. The team will be coached by Chicago Sky assistant Rena Wakama. The second season of Unrivaled kicks off January 5th. It will be interesting to see how Mitchell performs in the 3-on-3 setting. It's worth noting she led the Fever in scoring during the 25 season.
The team everyone was talking about turned out not to be another WNBA franchise at all. It was Hive BC, a new club entering the second season of Unrivaled. Mitchell was set to make her debut in the 3-on-3 league, clearing up the confusion surrounding her post. Joining Unrivaled gave her a new challenge during the offseason and a chance to perform on a different stage. The clarification calmed fears, confirming she was not leaving the Fever but instead broadening her professional path. It added a new layer to her career without closing the door on where she already belonged.
With Hive BC in Unrivaled, okay? Now we got to go over to Front Office Sports, man. And shout out to Annie Costable. All right. Annie Costable had an article here titled "The Year of the WNBA's Extinctual Fight." And this could be do or die for the league. I think there's a lot of people in decision-making spots with the WNBPA who are a conflict of interest. And that's not like, that's not me looking at your character and saying it's a conflict of interest. It's me looking at the facts. When you are signed...
Caitlin Clark's response became the moment everyone remembered. She commented right away with a direct message saying, "Let's go Kels." The words were short but meaningful, showing clear encouragement and belief. This was more than a casual comment. It was a public show of support from the league's top star, making it clear she stood behind Mitchell's decision to join Unrivaled. In a league where competition and personal goals often clash, Clark's reaction highlighted the strong connection inside the Fever. Her message reached beyond Mitchell, signaling unity and loyalty that extended past the WNBA floor.
I think there's a lot of people in decision-making spots with the WNBPA who are a conflict of interest. And that's not like, that's not me looking at y'all character and saying it's a conflict of interest. It's me looking at the facts. When you are signed with competitor leagues and you have stake in competitor leagues, I don't think you should be the one in charge of negotiating for another league. I just think that's a conflict of interest in any business, and that just is what it is. But she put an article here, says the WNBA year is ending.
Mitchell will not be playing in Unrivaled by herself. Several of her Indiana Fever teammates from the 2025 season are joining her. Lexi Hull, Aaliyah Boston, Erica Wheeler, Nalissa Smith, and Victoria Vivians are also taking part in the 3-on-3 league. Their involvement shows a shared choice by multiple key players to stay competitive and visible during the off-season. Having familiar teammates alongside her brings comfort for Mitchell and boosts Unrivaled's profile. It also highlights the level of talent coming from one of the most discussed teams in the WNBA.
Problem right there. That is what I'm talking about. WNBPA executive leaders Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart at the time. Negotiations had not yet taken off, but players took full advantage of the exposure they were receiving while playing in the new league based in Miami. Okay? So you had Unrivaled kicked off even before Unrivaled's inaugural season started. You had Angel Reese on her podcast saying that Unrivaled was going to be the only league players ended up playing in. Just for her not to end up playing in year 2. She skipped out on year 2. You see what I'm saying? So this is what...
While many of her teammates are heading to Unrivaled, Caitlin Clark has once again chosen not to participate. Her decision is based on personal priorities. After dealing with several injuries in her rookie season, which limited her to only 13 games in 2025, Clark is focused on full recovery. She wants to return completely healthy for the next WNBA season. Even though Unrivaled reportedly pursued her heavily and future participation remains possible, her current focus is healing and preparation. Sitting out reflects her long-term outlook and commitment to protecting her career.
Unrivaled was going to be the only league players ended up playing in. Just for her not to end up playing in year 2. She skipped out on year 2. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I mean, man. It's been a lot of foolishness going on. And then Nafisa Collier was quoted as saying, we didn't plan the league based on CBA negotiation. I think it did have a part. I think because y'all have clearly tried to use Unrivaled as leverage the whole time, even before the negotiations started, which is why Angel Reese was saying that Unrivaled was going to be the only league people was playing in. Y'all was trying to get rid of the WNBA. Y'all thought y'all was...
There is a noticeable contrast tied to Unrivaled's past. Even though Clark is not playing now, the league previously pushed hard to link itself to her name after her rookie year. The effort to use her popularity became so intense that Clark had to publicly distance herself. She made it clear she was not involved, shutting down ongoing attempts to associate her with the league. That history makes her current public support for Mitchell stand out even more. Despite once stepping away herself, she openly backs her teammates' decision to take part.
Served as the backdrop for Collier and WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert's now infamous, previously private conversation among Collier's accusations was that Engelbert has said Caitlin Clark should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. Right? So we saw how Unrivaled, I mean, just the whole thing kind of backfired with Kathy Engelbert having that conversation with her there. So it's just kind of like, I don't know if we're going to get to a place where we can get a deal done. I am hopeful. But I will, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to watch some Unrivaled because I want to cover.
The story surrounding Unrivaled goes far beyond new opportunities for players and is deeply tied to a growing controversy involving the WNBPA. A serious conflict of interest has taken center stage after WNBPA executive leaders, most notably Neka Collier and Brianna Stewart, were revealed as co-founders of Unrivaled while also serving as key figures responsible for negotiating the WNBA's collective bargaining agreement. That agreement determines player salaries, benefits, and working conditions, making their dual roles highly questionable. Critics argue that it is impossible for union leaders to remain fully neutral when they have financial and professional interests connected to a rival league. This concern becomes even more pressing because Unrivaled is not just a side project but a direct competitor to the WNBA. As a result, doubts have grown over whether the long-term interests of WNBA players are being properly protected. These worries intensified after the WNBPA opted out of the previous CBA last October, which was originally set to run through 2027 in pursuit of a more transformative deal. Negotiations have now stretched on for more than a year, turning into a tense standoff. The timing of Unrivaled's launch in January 2025, exactly when talks were escalating, added fuel to the fire. Many viewed it as a calculated move rather than a coincidence, believing the league was created to apply pressure on the WNBA. Although Collier publicly denied that Unrivaled was planned around CBA negotiations, she later admitted the timing felt like an opportunity, which only increased skepticism. The situation grew more confusing when Angel Reese, who had once promoted Unrivaled heavily, chose not to play in its second season, raising questions about the league's stability and messaging. Some critics went even further, accusing WNBPA leadership of using Unrivaled as a bargaining weapon against the WNBA. Tensions escalated again after a private conversation between Collier and Commissioner Kathy Engelbert became public, including a controversial comment about Caitlin Clark's value. That moment shifted attention from Unrivaled's promise to its role in league conflict. Despite all of this, Kelsey Mitchell's on-court impact remains undeniable. She averaged 20 points per game for the Fever in 2025, and fans are eager to see how her scoring translates to the fast-paced 3-on-3 format. Caitlin Clark's public support for Mitchell stands apart from the larger disputes, showing that player loyalty and unity still hold strong even as the league navigates deep institutional challenges.